All right, spicy ladies. Let's jump right into the heat of it. You're at a party, the vibe's electric, and you lock eyes with someone across the room. That moment, where the air crackles and you feel that spark, that's where flirting can turn casual interest into something unforgettable. But let's be real, flirting's gotten a bad rap lately. Between awkward texts and dating app flops, most people think it's just cheesy lines or playing hard to get. Nope. Real flirting, the kind that builds chemistry and leaves someone thinking about you at 2 a.m., is about presence, playfulness, and owning your spicy lady energy. Today, I'm breaking down 5 flirting moves that'll take you from forgettable to magnetic. These aren't gimmicks or pickup lines. They're rooted in confidence, connection, and that subtle spark that makes someone chase you. Whether you're looking for a fun night or a deeper bond, these moves will make you irresistible. Let's dive in. First up, it's all about your eyes. Words are great, but your gaze? That's where the real magic happens. A bold, lingering look can say more than any clever line you've rehearsed. Most people mess this up. They glance nervously, look away too fast, or avoid eye contact altogether, like they're scared to be caught feeling something. That's not flirting, that's hiding. When you hold eye contact just a beat longer than expected, calm, warm, maybe with a hint of a smile, you're saying, I see you, and I'm not afraid to let you see me. Picture this, you're chatting with someone, and they say something funny. Instead of giggling and looking down, you lock eyes, let a slow grin spread, and maybe raise an eyebrow like, oh, you're trouble. That moment sends a jolt through them. It's not about staring them down, it's about being present, showing you're in the moment. In a world where everyone's distracted, that kind of focus is rare. It makes them feel chosen, like they're the only one in the room. He'll think about that look later, wondering what was behind it, and that curiosity? That's what pulls him back to you. Your eyes aren't just flirting, they're inviting him into your world. Next, let's talk teasing, the kind that's playful, not mean. Teasing done right is like a spark that lights up the whole vibe. It's not about cutting someone down or acting like you're above them. It's about poking their ego just enough to make them laugh and want to keep up with you. Say he's bragging about his cooking skills. You don't just nod, you smirk and say, oh, so you're the next Gordon Ramsay? I'll believe it when I taste it. Delivered with a twinkle in your eye, it's not harsh, it's flirty. It says, I'm intrigued, but you've got to show me. That kind of teasing creates a push and pull that feels alive. Most people either fawn over someone or shut them down, but a woman who can tease with warmth and confidence? She's magnetic. The key is to keep it light. Your tone should be soft, your smile present. If it feels like a jab, it'll push him away. But when it's playful, it's like you're inviting him to step into your energy. He'll walk away thinking about that witty spark, how you challenged him just enough to make him want to prove himself. That's how you become the woman he can't stop chasing. Now let's get into touch. Not the clingy kind, but the subtle, electric kind that sends a shiver down his spine. A light brush of your fingers on his arm when you laugh, a playful nudge when he says something cheeky. These tiny moments are pure dynamite. Humans are wired for touch. It's how we signal trust and attraction. But the magic is in the restraint. You touch, then pull back. You give him a taste of your energy, then leave him wanting more. Picture this. You're at a bar, and he says something clever. You laugh, lean in just a bit, and let your hand graze his forearm for a second before pulling away. It's not loud or obvious. It's just enough to make his heart skip. That fleeting contact creates tension, the kind that makes him think about what it'd feel like to be closer. Don't overdo it. Constant touching can feel needy. The bold move is knowing when to spark and when to retreat. Combine that with eye contact or a teasing line, and you've got layers of chemistry working. He'll replay that moment, the warmth of your touch, and it'll make him crave being near you again. That's how you turn a casual chat into something he can't shake. Right now, if you are still watching, I hope this video can help you. Your comments motivate me so much, so I can make more videos which you like. So hit that subscribe button and leave me a message. Let's continue. Spicy ladies. Let's keep the fire going and dive deeper into these flirting moves that'll make you unforgettable. We're talking about sparking real chemistry, the kind that leaves him thinking about you long after you're gone. Let's pick up where we left off and explore more ways to own your spicy lady energy and build that magnetic pull. Next up is the art of making him feel like he's the only one in the room. Not by showering him with compliments, but by giving him your full, undivided attention in a way that feels electric. Most people are half in, half out in conversations, checking their phones or scanning the room. and that screams disinterest. But when you lock in with your focus, it's like flipping a switch. Picture this. You're chatting at a coffee shop, and he's telling you about his day. Instead of nodding absent-mindedly, you lean in just a bit, hold his gaze, and ask, "Wait, what got you so stoked about that project?" Or, "What's the one thing that made you laugh today?" These aren't just questions. They show you're genuinely curious, fully present. Add a playful twist, like a smirk, and, "Okay, I need the real story. What's the wildest thing you've done at work?" And you've got his attention hooked. This is bold because it takes confidence to give someone your complete focus without worrying about how you're coming across. When he feels like he's the only one who matters in that moment, it's intoxicating. He'll think about how you made him feel seen, how your energy pulled him in, and that'll make him want to chase more of that feeling. You become the woman who stands out in a world of distractions. Now, let's talk about owning your energy, the kind of vibe that radiates confidence and playfulness without saying a word. Flirting isn't just about what you say. It's about how you carry yourself, how you move through the space like you know you're the prize. This is where your spicy lady energy shines. It's not about being loud or over the top. It's about subtle poise, like slowing down your movements, letting a quiet smile linger, or pausing before you respond to his joke with a raised eyebrow and "Oh, you think you're clever, huh?" That restraint, that calm assurance, is what makes people lean in. Picture yourself at a party. Instead of rushing to fill every silence or laughing too hard to seem likable, you stand tall, move deliberately, and let your presence do the talking. Maybe you tilt your head slightly while he's speaking, or you play with your necklace while holding his gaze. These small moves scream confidence without needing to shout. It's bold because it takes trust in yourself to not oversell or chase approval. When you own your energy like that, he feels it, your comfort in your own skin, your playful magnetism. He'll think about how you didn't have to try too hard, how you just were. And that'll make him want to get closer to figure out what makes you so captivating. Another killer move is mixing vulnerability with confidence. Not spilling your life story, but sharing just enough to make the moment feel real. Most people play it safe, sticking to small talk to avoid seeming too forward. But a woman who can drop a small, authentic piece of herself? She's unforgettable. Say you're talking about something light, like favorite places to hang out. Instead of just saying, "I like the park," you might say, "There's this one spot by the river where I go when I need to clear my head. It's like my little escape." It's not heavy, but it's personal, and it invites him to see a glimpse of you. Or maybe he shares something about himself, and you respond with, "That reminds me of when I took a random road trip just to feel free. It was wild." That kind of openness, paired with a confident vibe, is bold because it shows you're not afraid to let him in a little. It creates a spark of intimacy that makes him feel closer to you, like he's learned something real. He'll think about that moment, how you weren't just another surface-level chat, and it'll make him want to know more. You become the woman who feels like a story he's dying to read. Let's talk about the power of playful challenge. Not shutting him down, but giving him just enough edge to keep things exciting. Men love a woman who can push back with a grin, showing she's not just going along for the ride. Say he's talking himself up, maybe about his gym routine. You don't just nod, you smirk and say, "Oh, big gym guy, huh? Bet I could outlast you on a hike." It's not mean, it's flirty, and it invites him to step up. Or if he suggests a boring date idea like coffee, you counter with, "Coffee's cool, but I'm more of a let's find some live music and dance kind of vibe. Are you in?" This kind of challenge is bold because it shows you've got your own spark, your own standards. It says, "I'm into you, but I'm not here to just agree with everything." That dynamic creates tension, the good kind, that makes him want to prove himself to you. He'll think about how you kept him on his toes, how you weren't just another yes person, and that'll make him chase the chance to spar with you again. You become the woman who's fun, confident, and just a little out of reach. Finally, there's something incredibly bold about leaving him wanting more. Not by playing games, but by knowing when to pull back with grace. Most people overstay their moment, trying to milk every second of connection until it fizzles. But a woman who can end a flirty exchange at its peak? She's unforgettable. Say you're having a great conversation, the chemistry's buzzing, and he's clearly into it. Instead of letting it drag, you smile and say, "This is fun, but I've got to run. Let's pick this up later." Or maybe you're texting, and instead of keeping it going all night, you send, "Your trouble. I'm out for now, but I'm curious what you've got next." It's warm, it's playful, and it leaves the door open. That's bold because it takes confidence to walk away when things are good. trusting the spark will still be there. It creates a tension that makes him think about you, wondering when he'll get another hit of your energy. You become the woman he can't stop chasing, not because you're unavailable, but because you know your worth and don't need to cling. All right, let's keep the vibe alive and dive deeper into these flirting moves that'll make you the woman he can't stop thinking about. We're talking about creating that electric chemistry that lingers long after you've left the room. Let's pick up where we left off and explore more ways to channel your spicy lady energy and build irresistible attraction. One of the most powerful flirting moves is showing genuine curiosity. Not just asking basic questions, but digging a little deeper in a way that makes him feel truly seen. Most people stick to surface-level small talk like, "What do you do?" or "Where are you from?" But a woman who asks something thoughtful, with a playful edge, stands out. Picture this. You're at a bar, and he mentions he loves traveling. Instead of just nodding, you lean in, tilt your head, and say, "Okay, what's the one place you've been that changed how you see things?" Or, "What's the wildest thing you've done on a trip?" These questions show you're paying attention, and you're not just going through the motions. Add a flirty smirk like, "I'm curious if you're as adventurous as you sound," and you've got him hooked. This is bold because it takes confidence to steer the conversation beyond the usual and show you're invested in who he is, not just the vibe. When he feels like you're genuinely curious about his world, it sparks a connection that's more than skin deep. He'll think about how you made him feel interesting, how you weren't just another generic chat, and that'll make him want to open up more. You become the woman he feels drawn to, not just for a night, but for a real connection. Next, let's talk about the art of playful restraint, holding back just enough to keep the tension alive. Flirting isn't about laying all your cards on the table. It's about giving him a taste of your energy and letting him crave the rest. Most people either overshare or act too aloof, but a woman who can balance openness with mystery? She's magnetic. Say you're laughing together, and he asks you something personal, like what you're passionate about. Instead of spilling everything, you give a teasing glimpse. "Oh, I've got a few things that light me up, but you'll have to earn the full story." Delivered with a wink, it's not cold, it's inviting him to chase. Or maybe he's flirting hard, and you're feeling it. Instead of matching his intensity right away, you pull back with a slow smile and say, "You're good at this, but I'm not that easy to win over." That kind of restraint is bold because it shows you're confident enough to set the pace without needing his validation. It creates a delicious tension that makes him want to work for your attention. He'll think about that moment, how you didn't give it all away, and it'll drive him to keep coming back to unravel more of you. You become the woman who's a challenge, but in the best, most enticing way. Another killer move is using your voice to flirt. Not just what you say, but how you say it. Your tone, your cadence, the way you let your words linger, can be just as seductive as a look or a touch. Most people don't think about their voice, so they rush through conversations or sound nervous. But a woman who slows down, lets her voice drop just a bit, or adds a playful lilt, she's unforgettable. Picture this, you're chatting, and he says something cheeky. Instead of firing back quickly, you pause, lower your tone slightly, and say, "Oh, you're gonna have to do better than that," with a hint of a laugh. It's not loud or overdone. It's like you're whispering a secret just for him. Or maybe you're sharing a story, and you let your voice soften on a personal detail, like, "It was one of those nights that just felt magical." That shift in tone pulls him in, makes him hang on your every word. This is bold because it takes awareness to use your voice deliberately, to let it carry your spicy lady energy. He'll think about how your words felt like a caress, how your voice stayed with him, and that'll make him want to hear it again. You become the woman whose presence he can still feel, even when you're not around. Let's talk about mirroring his energy, not copying him, but subtly matching his vibe to create a rhythm that feels effortless. When you're flirting, you want him to feel like you're on the same wavelength, like you're in sync without trying too hard. Say he's laid back, telling a story with a chill vibe. You don't come in with high-energy banter. Instead, you lean back, nod with a slow smile, and respond in a relaxed tone like, "That sounds like quite a night." If he's playful, tossing out teasing lines, you match that spark with a quick, "Oh, you think you're slick, huh?" It's not about mimicking. It's about flowing with his mood while still being you. This is bold because it takes emotional intelligence to read his energy and adapt without losing your own spark. When you mirror like this, it creates a connection that feels natural, like you're already in tune. He'll think about how easy it was to vibe with you, how you felt like a partner in the moment, and that'll make him want more of that synergy. You become the woman who feels like a perfect fit, someone he can't wait to click with again. Finally, there's something incredibly bold about owning your imperfections in the moment. Not hiding them, but embracing them with a laugh and a shrug. Flirting can feel high stakes, and most people try to come off as flawless to impress. But a woman who can lean into her quirks with confidence? She's magnetic. Say you trip over your words mid-sentence. Instead of blushing or backtracking, you grin and say, "Wow, I'm making up new words now, keep up." Or maybe you spill a bit of your drink while gesturing. You don't freeze, you just chuckle and say, "Well, that's me keeping things lively." That kind of self-acceptance is bold because it shows you're not chasing perfection. You're comfortable being human. It makes him relax, too, because he doesn't have to be perfect either. He'll think about how you turned a flaw into a moment, how you didn't let it dim your spark, and that'll make him want to be around your realness again. You become the woman who feels authentic, not staged, and that's what makes him crave more of you. Ladies, let's keep the spark flying and dive deeper into these flirting moves that'll make you the woman he can't get out of his head. We're building that electric chemistry that turns a casual moment into something unforgettable. Let's jump back in and explore more ways to unleash your spicy lady energy and create a pull he can't resist. One of the most seductive moves is showing subtle vulnerability. Not oversharing or baring your soul, but letting him glimpse a softer side of you in a way that feels real and confident. Most people keep their guard up when flirting, sticking to safe, polished banter. But a woman who can share a small, authentic piece of herself? She's magnetic. Say you're talking about something light, like favorite movies. Instead of just listing one, you say, "I'm a sucker for old rom-coms. They remind me of when I used to dream about epic love stories as a kid." It's not heavy, but it's personal, and it invites him to connect on a deeper level. Or maybe he asks what you do for fun, and you respond with, "I love dancing alone in my kitchen when no one's watching. It's my happy place." That kind of openness, paired with a playful smile, is bold because it shows you're secure enough to let him in without needing to control the outcome. It creates a moment of intimacy that makes him feel like he's seeing the real you. He'll think about that glimpse, how you weren't afraid to show a softer side, and it'll make him want to know more. You become the woman who feels like a story he's hooked on, one he can't wait to keep reading. Next, let's talk about the power of playful escalation. Ramping up the flirtation just enough to keep the tension sizzling without giving it all away. Flirting is a dance, and knowing when to turn up the heat is what keeps it exciting. Say you're chatting, and the vibe's already good. He teases you about your drink choice, and you fire back with, "Oh, you're judging my mojito?" Bold move for someone with a basic beer. Then, you lean in a bit closer, lower your voice, and add, "But I'll forgive you if you tell me something interesting about yourself." It's flirty, it's challenging, and it pushes the moment forward without being too forward. Or maybe you're texting, and he sends something cheeky. Instead of matching his energy, you escalate with, "Careful, you're playing with fire. Think you can keep up?" That kind of move is bold because it shows you're not just reacting. You're steering the vibe with confidence. It creates a spark that makes him feel alive, like he's got to step up to match your energy. He'll think about that moment, how you turned the heat up just right, and it'll make him want to see how much hotter this could get. You become the woman who keeps him guessing, in the best way possible. Another key move is using humor to flirt, not just laughing at his jokes, but bringing your own wit to the table in a way that lights up the moment. A woman who can make him laugh with a clever, playful edge is unforgettable. Say he's talking about his love for hiking, and you grin, saying, "So you're out here conquering mountains? I bet you'd still get lost in a mall, though." It's quick, it's fun, and it shows you're not afraid to poke at him a little. Or maybe he's trying to impress you with a story, and you cut in with, "Okay, but tell me, when's the last time you totally embarrassed yourself? I need the real tea." Delivered with a twinkle in your eye, it's not mean. It's inviting him to let his guard down and laugh with you. This is bold because it takes confidence to risk a joke without worrying about it landing perfectly. When you bring humor like this, it creates a lightness that feels electric, and he'll think about how you made him smile, how you kept the vibe fun. That's what makes him want more of your quick wit and spicy lady energy. You become the woman who feels like a good time every time. Let's talk about owning the pause, knowing when to let silence do the flirting for you. Most people rush to fill every gap in a conversation, nervous that quiet means something's wrong. But a woman who can sit comfortably in a pause, with a knowing smile or a steady gaze, creates a tension that's pure magic. Picture this. You're on a date, and he says something flirty. Instead of jumping in with a quick response, you hold his gaze for a beat, let a slow grin spread, and then say, "You're trouble, aren't you?" That pause makes the moment feel alive, like you're savoring it. Or maybe you're walking together, and the conversation lulls. Instead of scrambling for words, you just glance at him, tilt your head, and let the quiet build a little heat. This is bold because it shows you're confident enough to let the moment breathe without needing to perform. That kind of restraint makes him wonder what's going through your mind, and that curiosity pulls him in deeper. He'll think about how you didn't rush, how you owned the silence, and it'll make him want to fill it with more of you. You become the woman who feels like a mystery he's dying to solve. Finally, there's something incredibly bold about showing appreciation for him. Not in a gushing way, but with a specific, grounded acknowledgement that lands. Most people fling generic compliments, but a woman who notices something real and calls it out? She's unforgettable. Say he shares a story about helping a friend. You don't just say, "That's nice." You look at him and say, "I like how you show up for the people you care about. That's rare." Or maybe he's got a quirky sense of humor, and you say, "Your laugh is contagious, you know that?" It's not over the top, it's genuine, and it shows you're paying attention to who he is. This is bold because it takes emotional intelligence to see someone clearly and voice it without worrying about seeming too eager. When you show appreciation like this, you make him feel valued, not just noticed, and he'll think about how you saw something special in him. That's what makes him want to keep earning your attention. You become the woman who makes him feel like he's more than enough, and that's what keeps him coming back. All right, let's wrap this up with the final set of flirting moves that'll make you the woman he can't stop thinking about. We're diving into that sweet spot where your spicy lady energy creates chemistry that lingers long after you're gone. Let's jump in and finish strong. One of the most powerful flirting moves is showing quiet confidence, not the loud, in-your-face kind, but the kind that radiates through your presence. Most people try to impress by talking too much or forcing the vibe, but a woman who can carry herself with calm assurance? She's magnetic. Picture this. You're at a party, and instead of chasing attention, you move through the room with ease, your posture open, your smile subtle. When you talk to him, you don't rush your words, you let them land like, "So what's your deal?" You seem like you've got a story. It's not about being flashy. It's about owning your space without needing to prove anything. Maybe you catch him looking at you, and instead of looking away, you hold his gaze for a beat, then flash a knowing grin. That kind of confidence is bold because it shows you're comfortable in your skin, not scrambling for his approval. He feels that energy, your unshakable sense of self, and it pulls him in. He'll think about how you didn't try too hard, how you just were, and that'll make him want to get closer to figure out what makes you tick. You become the woman who feels like a prize he's eager to pursue. Next, let's talk about the art of leaving a trail of intrigue. Not by playing games, but by sharing just enough to keep him curious. Flirting is about sparking his imagination, not handing him the whole story. Say you're chatting, and he asks what you're into. Instead of listing your hobbies, you pick one and tease it out. "I'm kind of obsessed with salsa dancing. It's got this fire I can't get enough of." Then, with a smirk, add, "But I'll save the details for when you can keep up." It's flirty, it's vivid, and it leaves him picturing you on the dance floor, wondering what else you're passionate about. Or maybe you're texting, and instead of spilling everything, you send, "Had the wildest day. Bet you'd love this story, but I'll tell it in person." That kind of restraint is bold because it takes trust in your own allure to hold back and let his curiosity do the work. It creates a pull that makes him think about you, filling in the blanks with his imagination. He'll want to chase the rest of the story, and you become the woman who feels like an adventure he's dying to explore. Another killer move is using your body language to flirt, not in an over-the-top way, but with subtle cues that scream confidence and attraction. Your posture, your movements, the way you angle yourself toward him, it all speaks louder than words. Picture this. You're sitting across from him at a cafe, and instead of fidgeting or crossing your arms, you lean forward slightly, your shoulders relaxed, and tilt your head as he talks. Maybe you brush a strand of hair behind your ear while holding his gaze, or you let your fingers trace the rim of your glass absently. These small moves are bold because they show you're comfortable in your body, unafraid to let your sensuality peek through. They signal, "I'm here, I'm present, and I'm feeling this." The key is to keep it natural. Forced gestures feel try-hard. When you move with ease, he feels that warmth, that unspoken invitation. He'll think about how your body seemed to talk to his, how you didn't shy away from the moment, and that'll make him crave being near you again. You become the woman whose presence he can still feel, even when you're not there. Ladies, let's talk about the power of playful defiance. Pushing back just enough to keep things spicy without shutting him down. A woman who can challenge him with a grin shows she's got her own spark, and that's irresistible. Say he's teasing you about your music taste, claiming his playlist is better. You don't just laugh it off, you raise an eyebrow and say, "Oh, please, I'd have you dancing to my tunes in no time, but you couldn't handle it." It's not harsh, it's flirty, and it invites him to step up. Or maybe he suggests a safe date idea, like dinner. You counter with, "Dinner's fine, but I'm thinking something with a little more vibe, like catching a sunset and seeing where the night takes us." This kind of defiance is bold because it shows you're not just along for the ride. You've got your own ideas and energy. It creates a dynamic that feels alive, like a game he wants to play. He'll think about how you didn't just agree, how you kept him on his toes, and that'll make him want to see what else you'll bring to the table. You become the woman who's exciting, not predictable. Finally, the boldest move of all is being unapologetically you, letting your unique spark shine through without dimming it to fit in. Flirting isn't about being someone else. It's about leaning into what makes you you. Whether it's your quirky laugh, your nerdy love for sci-fi, or the way you get fired up about your favorite cause, own it. Say you're telling a story and you get a little animated, maybe geeking out about something you love. Don't pull back, just laugh and say, "Okay, I'm getting carried away, but this stuff's my jam." That kind of authenticity is bold because it shows you're not afraid to be real, flaws and all. It makes him feel like he's seeing the true you, not a polished act. He'll think about how you lit up, how you didn't hide your passion, and that'll make him want to be around that energy again. You become the woman who feels like a one-of-a-kind connection, someone he can't replace. So here's the deal. Flirting isn't about tricks or lines. It's about showing up with confidence, playfulness, and that spicy lady energy that makes you unforgettable. Try one of these moves next time you're feeling that spark. Lean into your gaze, tease with warmth, touch with intention, challenge with a grin, and let your real self shine. You don't need to chase anyone or be anything you're not. Just be you, boldly, and watch how the right person can't help but chase you. Go out there and own it. You've got this.